Well now, you got here on time. I'm rather impressed. My lair is intentionally difficult to find. That's a good sign. Come in, come in. I'm glad you accepted my offer. I realise that this is an unconventional line of work, but I think you'll be glad and gave it a chance. You already know about the pay and benefits, but you'll be surprised by just how rewarding villainy is. Well, this is my lair. No abandoned warehouses or sterile compounds for me. I prefer a touch of comfort and luxury. You might notice that I took inspiration from the Victorian era. Ah, that was the best time to be a villain. It was an art back then. It's on the larger side, but you shouldn't need to be too worried about getting lost. It's all laid out rather simply. Everything branches off from the main hall and the two wings. Most villains design their lairs like a maze to confuse intruders, but thanks to my magic, the layout of this building will change in the event of an attack. We can go over how to navigate the alternative layout later. For now, I'd like us to step into my study for a moment. Before I show you any more of the lair, there's a matter that needs discussing. The thing is, I've learnt that the government may be attempting to plant a spy in my midst. I've been fighting to be too competent for their liking lately, and they're finally taking me seriously. Naturally, the easiest way to place a spy in my ranks would be to trick me into hiring them, which, I'm afraid, makes you the prime suspect. Oh, I'm sure. But then, a spy would say that too, wouldn't they? I can't take you at your word. Fortunately, I have an enchanted artifact here that can help. Such artifacts are my specialty, and this one is particularly potent. It can detect lies. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Place your hand on the artifact, please. First, are you a spy? Good. But that alone isn't enough. The artifact can get tricked by particulars, unfortunately. Next question. Do you intend to harm or impede my plans in any way? Good. Are you, or have you ever been associated with a hero? Finally, do you pledge your loyalty to me? Well, that all comes as a relief. Still, it doesn't entirely rule you out. You could be a sleeper agent with no memory of your mission, or you could have unknowingly brought something with you. All that's left is for me to perform a simple revelation spell. Oh, what's this? A listening device, I believe. Oh, no, I'm certain you weren't aware of it, or the Litet would have known. Based on its appearance, it was likely made by Cyberwoman. Nice try, Cyberwoman, but you've learned nothing you didn't know before. Be more creative next time. No, you needn't worry. Actually, there are hundreds of people in this city with one of these attached. For all their talk about righteousness, heroes often have little respect for privacy. It's likely that this was a mere coincidence, and if it wasn't, you have no evidence of other devices or any brainwashing. I'm satisfied that you're not a security risk. That said, I'll be keeping a close eye on you. Who can say that they won't try to use you in the future? But anyway, now I can truly welcome you to my team. I'm so very glad to have you. I think you're going to bring some new energy to this place. If you'll please follow me. This is the way to the main hall. It's the main thoroughfare of the building, and there are many, many rooms connected to it. If you don't know where a room is, it's most likely in here, and as you can see, you'll run into plenty of new co-workers here. You'll be receiving a uniform just like theirs later today. I'm afraid that this is mandatory and you can't modify it unless it's to make it fit better. That's one thing I'm very strict on. But it's not as if I make that rule for the sake of fashion. It's for the safety. Aside from the fact that the uniform is padded and helps protect against injury, it also protects your identity. Cyberwoman apparently knows your identity now, but it's not uncommon for a few heroes or government agents to possess that sort of knowledge. Ah, I suppose I didn't mention it. But the important thing is that they can't prove that you've done anything illegal. All they can prove at the moment is that you've entered this building, which is legally and officially a private residence. If uninvited guests enter, the layout changes and all evidence of wrongdoing is hidden. So they know you work for me. But they can't arrest you or do anything else unless they can prove wrongdoing. Hence the uniform. Your face will be covered, so if you're ever out and about, or even if a hero manages to bypass my defences, you can't be identified or photographed. The only way you can get arrested is if you're physically caught. Police might keep a closer eye on you, so don't break any laws when you're not in uniform. I do apologise for not warning you during your interview. I normally hire criminals, you remember, and it doesn't matter so much to them because they're already under scrutiny. Regardless, I'm sure you'll agree the compensation is worth it. Now, as for what you'll actually be doing, I'd like you to maintain some of my magical artifacts. None of the important ones, not yet, but I have a bit of a collection, and they need maintenance. I've gathered them from museums, relics, ruins, and religious sites around the world. These ones aren't directly necessary for my work, but they're all useful and they need to be cared for so they'll serve me well when required. All the ones you need to worry about are kept here in the main hall. Since I rarely need them, they're largely decorated, so they'll need aesthetic maintenance on top of the magical kind. We'll start with some dusting, nice and simple. Oh, yes, I'll be instructing you on it personally. It might seem like the sort of chore that's beneath a supervillain to oversee, but I prefer to ensure that every minion gets proper instruction from the beginning, especially when it comes to my artifacts. The dust mop is just in that closet there. Nothing too complicated, just be gentle with them. No need to press down. It's only dust. It doesn't take much to brush it off. Pressing down only risks scratches. Better. Keep doing it just like that and you'll do just fine. The wooden ones like that need to be revarnished every now and then, but not right now. We can skip straight to the magical maintenance. To keep the spells on them active, you'll need a wand. You no doubt noticed it in the closet. No, you can't cast spells with it. It just gives the artifacts a bit of a recharge when you wave it over them. Go grab it, please. Ah, yeah. Wave it over the artifact. Just like, well, no, not that energetically. Be careful. If you do it that way, you're liable to knock it. Careful, I said. Well, at least your reflexes are good. You caught it just in time. I hope you won't make a habit of. Well, now that's interesting. The artifact likes you. Well, who knows for certain with these things? It could just be that you remind it of someone. But it could also. Perhaps you have a bit of magical potential. Now that would be promising indeed. Magic is rare, even in the world of heroes and villains. If you have the right potential, you could make for a splendid psychic. Those are thoughts for another time, though. Before we can even think about giving you a promotion, you need to prove that you're committed to this crime organisation. Do your good work, get used to the way things are done, and in time we'll take a look at this surprise talent you might have. Now, I believe you'll be needing this. This is a temporary uniform. Just adjust the straps until everything fits comfortably. At the end of the day, turn it in and we'll use the measurements to create a custom one. After you get changed, be sure to clean and charge all the artifacts in the main hall. If you have any questions, the managing minions all have a red stripe on the arm of their uniforms. This is looking to be a promising first day for you. Now, I must be off to take care of my own business. I'm delighted to have you working for me and eager to see how you might grow. Good luck.